Hello, my name is Matthew Pfeiffer with Matt Pfeiffer Coaching. Thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. On this channel, I talk about all things narcissism. I answer the questions of people who send in emails. And if you would like for me to answer a question right here on the YouTube channel, just send it in to justaskmatt@mattpfeiffercoaching.com. Again, that is justaskmatt@mattpfeiffercoaching.com. Make sure that you keep the email 2 to 3 paragraphs max, and you're very direct and to the point of what your question actually is, because I do read the email online, and to make the viewing experience a lot more pleasurable and for people to be able to keep up, we do have to keep it pretty condensed in terms of the email. So with that being said, and make sure you hit the bell notification, make sure you hit the subscribe notification so you're notified every time I upload a new video. I upload new videos 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And so with that being said, let me get to this first email. So this email reads, hello, Matt. I have viewed your videos on TikTok and YouTube, and I have realized I'm dating a narcissist, and I am feeling really drained. That is very common for people to feel that way when they're with narcissists, because as you're going to hear in this email, when you're with a narcissist, you're literally the one that is doing all of the work. They may say that they're doing the work, but the reality of it is that you're the one carrying the burden of the entire relationship. So this email continues. I know that I need to leave the situation. That's key. You know what you need to do, right? So I know I need to leave this situation, but it has been difficult for me to let go. So that's the real issue. I'm going to continue through the email, but you hear right in the first line, that's the trauma bond, that's the addiction. You may have heard, if you've watched my TikToks and if you watched other videos of mine, you know when I say trauma bond, I'm talking about an addiction. It's difficult to let go. We have to embrace that part when it's time for you to leave, when you're ready to leave. But it's been difficult for me to let go. First of all, we moved in together, and you see already that, I don't know how long they've been together, but this is what happens. Narcissists love to create enmeshment, because once you're moved in together, once you're splitting bills, once you have responsibilities together, it is a lot more difficult to let go. First of all, we moved in together. We said that we would split all the bills, but then I realized that he is not responsible with his money at all. He buys the most expensive things even when we can't afford it. Within the past 2 months, he bought 2 mountain bikes, which they were $1,000 each. No, he did not buy one for me. He bought one out of impulse for him, and he really wanted one. Even though I said be patient, he didn't like the color. He didn't like the color of it, so he bought another one right after. Instead of returning one, instead of replacing it, he bought another one right after. Anyways, he couldn't afford rent or bills at all the past 2 months, and so I have been having to pay for everything. And you see already, you hear the progression. Initially, she says that she feels drained, right? This is the reason why she feels drained. You already hear her carrying the burden of the entire relationship, at least financially here, right? And you see this quite often, and this is a form of financial abuse where the narcissist will blow their money expecting for you to take care of everything, right? What does that do? That leaves you with nothing, and it also leaves you feeling very devalued. And you're going to see how that progresses here in a second. So this email continues, and I do make more money than he does, but and that doesn't matter, even though a narcissist will throw that in your face, but that does not matter. I do make more money than he does, but that doesn't mean that everything should fall on me, correct? That everything should not fall on you. I also have to pay for food and his gas for him to get to work. That should not be, right? So already we're seeing how unfair this relationship is. I cannot have any sort of conversation with him if he's not interested. I cannot have any sort of conversation with him if he's not interested in it, or if something he doesn't like to hear. He tells me I don't want to. I don't want to hear it, or stop saying this, or stop saying stupid things. For example, I'm a teacher, so I have winter break, and I said it would be nice for me to get a temporary job or something to make a little extra money. So he says, stop saying stupid things to me. You barely even have time to spend with me, and now you want another job. Might as well not be in a relationship then, right? And so here is narcissist talk when it comes to this, right? To the reason why a narcissist may not want you to work. Because guess what? That empowers you. That gives you more. Keep in mind, what is he doing? Financial abuse. They don't want you having more money, right? Because when you have more money, you have the ability to take back your power. You can leave, right? So he wants to keep this as it is. The way that he's doing, he continues to blow money, and then you use money towards your bills. This makes it difficult for you to leave, just as you said. Even though when he is at home, all he does is play video games. When his friends say, let's go mountain bike riding, he's up for it. But when I ask to do something, he doesn't want to, or he will do it, but have an attitude with me the entire time, so it's not enjoyable. And so what is that? That's sabotaging behavior. He's intentionally doing that, so then you'll stop asking. This might not be a big deal, but it does make me feel some type of way. Then it is a big deal, right? We need to begin validating our feelings. Just because it's not a big deal to somebody else does not mean that it's not a big deal to you. He hates when I post on Instagram, and you see this quite often too. Why? Because if you're posting, guess what you're doing? You're connecting. Narcissists like to make a very big world feel very, very small. They want you to, things that bring you happiness, things that bring you joy, right? They want you to stop doing that, because those type of things encourage, empower, and make you more independent. That's not what they want. They want you depending on them all of the time. He hates when I post on Instagram and never likes my pictures because he says that I post too much and I am just annoying. Or he comments on my pictures saying your lips are too big, right? You're already hearing the devaluation, right? Why do you stand like that? All these things, what this is repetitive criticism, right? They put you into what's called a double bind, and then repetitive criticism, right? So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So if you post, right, it's a problem, but if you don't post, it's a problem too. And then either way, it's followed up with repetitive criticism. So then to get you to think and to get you to question yourself. This is a form of gaslighting. And so this email continues and critiques my pictures negatively. He also throws these tantrums that I hate even when we are in public. He once got mad when we were at the store because I was crossing my arms and he thought I was mad. Instead of just asking, right? That's what healthy people do. They would ask the question to gain more clarity. They just assume, right? And this happens quite often. He asked me to not cross my arms and look pissed. So I said sorry, right? You already see that she's apologizing for behavior that she should not need to apologize for. It's just a habit, and I just stopped crossing them. Then I crossed them again, but without realizing it, he got so mad. He got in my face and said, "If you don't stop doing that, I will throw the whole cart right. I will throw this whole cart right now and make a scene." He's throwing a tantrum, right? Narcissistic rage, and a lot of times people question like why I say go no contact. Why do I say go low contact, and why do I encourage people to leave? Right? Even though this isn't physical, and maybe it's gotten physical, but I haven't, she hasn't said that it's been physical, right? Look at the way that this person is acting in public over crossed arms. Right? Keep in mind, this is her body. She can cross her arms as much as she wants to, right? And it shouldn't matter to him if she looks mad. All he had to do is ask, like, hey, are you upset? And it quickly, easily could have like, oh, no, my arms are heavier or whatever. This is just more comfortable when I'm standing in line or whatever, right? This type of behavior is very unacceptable. A healthy relationship can never be developed out of this type of situation. I'm going to go into the reasons why here in a second. I apologized, and he got more mad, started crashing the cart into things. Then he walks away and leaves the cart. So I grabbed the cart and I started to walk to the cash register to pay, as I didn't want him to continue. He follows me, and once we got in the car, he noticed I wasn't talking, so he says, "Sorry, baby, but you just get me so mad sometimes." Notice how he's not taking any responsibility. He's blaming her for him being upset. I didn't say anything, as that is what he usually says when he acts like that. I already tried having him leave, but he begged and said he was going to do better. He does do better for a week or so, but then back to the same thing. I don't know what to do. Thanks, Matt. This is a bad relationship. This is very bad, right? So, and you've heard me talk about before, this is someone that is not taking responsibility for anything. And you cannot live in an environment that the person is constantly criticizing you, and the healing process after this is going to be very difficult. So I don't know whose place it is. I don't know if you guys got a place together, if he moved in with you. If he moved in with you, so long story short, you're going to need a plan A. You're going to need an exit plan, and figure out, if it's your place, you're going to need to talk to a lawyer on how to have him removed, right? I don't know if he's on the lease. Like, all of those things need to be taken care of. This is going to need to be something that is done like that, right? Where you plan your exit, right? Keep in mind all of this enmeshment that you guys have, the bills. If you guys have bank accounts together, you need to begin to separate those things. But when I say begin to separate those things, when you separate them, they need to be separated like at the drop of a hat. Because if he discovers the way that he behaved in public, this could be potentially dangerous in private. You need to have two plans. A plan A on, that might take a few months, a few weeks of you putting money together. I don't know your exact situation. I'm just giving you generals right now, because everyone's exit plan is very, very different. And you also need a plan B as well, that if things go haywire, that you can leave at the drop of a hat and go crash on someone else's couch for a few weeks or a couple of months until everything gets settled. He's not going to leave easily. I can tell you that right now. So you're going to need a support system, whether you hire myself, you hire someone else, another coach, but you're going to need a support system to get through this 100%, right? So, and I also have a support group. I have a support group in Wounded Healers that's completely free, right? Where you can talk and connect with other people, and that will be linked in the link below. But this is not going to be healthy, right? And what we have to look at here is what we call radical acceptance. You may not be emotionally ready to leave yet, but and you've actually said it, that you know that this isn't going to work. And things like this get worse over time. They don't get better. So with that being said, thank you guys for joining me today. If you would like for me to answer a question for you, make sure you go to send an email to justaskmatt@mattpfeiffercoaching.com. And that is justaskmatt@mattpfeiffercoaching.com. You can go to the link below, or you can go to Matt Pfeiffer Coaching to book a one-on-one session, or you can join one of my group sessions as well. So in the link below, you will see all of my social media platforms, including TikTok and Instagram, everything else. And with that being said, I'll talk to you soon.